He had the audacity to cheat and beg for my forgiveness. I gave it to him, but with a catch. I made him fall for me all over again, made him think he had me wrapped around his finger. Then one day, I left my phone unlocked, just like he had done to me. When he saw the messages, romantic, passionate, secret, his face went white. "Who is this?" he demanded. I smirked. "Oh, just someone who made me feel wanted again." He shouted, "How could you?" I laughed bitterly. "How could you?" And that's when he finally understood the pain he had caused me. I never thought I'd be sharing my story here, but I need to get this off my chest. I'm a 34-year-old woman from Chicago, and I've been married to Daniel, 36, for the past 8 years. We met during our college days at the University of Illinois, both majoring in business. Our connection was immediate, and after graduation, we decided to build our lives together in the city. We bought a cozy condo in Lincoln Park and both landed jobs downtown. Daniel in marketing and me in finance. Life seemed perfect, or so I thought. Over the years, Daniel's career began to demand more of his time. Late nights at the office became a regular occurrence, and our once frequent date nights dwindled. I attributed it to the pressures of his job and tried to be understanding. But then, there were the subtle changes, the way he'd guard his phone, the hushed phone calls, the distant demeanor. I felt a growing chasm between us, but convinced myself it was just a phase. One evening, while Daniel was in the shower, his phone buzzed on the nightstand. Curiosity got the better of me, and I glanced at the screen. A message preview read, "Can't wait to see you again. Last night was amazing." My heart sank. The sender's name was Samantha. I felt a surge of nausea but decided to delve deeper. I unlocked his phone, something I'd never done before, and what I found shattered me. Their conversation was explicit, filled with declarations of affection and detailed accounts of their encounters. Photos were exchanged, some of Daniel that I recognized, and others that made my stomach churn. The timestamps indicated that this had been going on for months. I felt like the floor had been ripped out from under me. When Daniel emerged from the bathroom, I was sitting on the edge of the bed, his phone in my hand. He immediately knew something was wrong. "Olivia, what's going on?" he asked, concern etched on his face. I looked up, tears streaming down my face. "Who is Samantha?" I demanded, my voice trembling. His face turned pale. He opened his mouth to speak, but no words came out. After a moment, he sighed and sat down beside me. I made a mistake," he admitted. "It didn't mean anything. It was just a fling." "A fling?" I echoed, incredulous. "For months?" "Don't insult me, Daniel." He buried his face in his hands. "I'm so sorry, Olivia. I never meant to hurt you. Please, can we work through this?" I was devastated. The man I had trusted with my heart had betrayed me in the most intimate way. I couldn't fathom how to move forward. After days of tears, sleepless nights, and countless conversations, I agreed to try counseling. I wanted to believe we could salvage our marriage, that this was a wake-up call for both of us. We attended therapy sessions weekly. Daniel seemed genuinely remorseful, going out of his way to demonstrate his commitment. He planned surprise dates, left me heartfelt notes, and even suggested we renew our vows. But despite his efforts, a part of me remained guarded. The trust that had been the foundation of our relationship was cracked, and no amount of apologies could fully repair it. As months passed, I found myself growing resentful. I had put my all into this marriage, and Daniel's betrayal felt like a slap in the face. I wanted him to feel the pain, the insecurity, the heartbreak that I had endured. An idea began to take root, a way to make him understand the depth of my suffering. I started paying more attention to my appearance, hitting the gym regularly, and updating my wardrobe. Daniel noticed and often complimented me, perhaps thinking I was making these changes for him. Little did he know, I was laying the groundwork for my plan. I reconnected with an old friend from college, Marcus. We had always had a flirtatious rapport, but it never went beyond that. I confided in him about Daniel's infidelity, and he was supportive, offering a listening ear and words of encouragement. Our conversations became more frequent, and there was an undeniable chemistry between us. One evening, after a particularly heated argument with Daniel about his late nights at work, I found myself at a bar downtown with Marcus. The drinks flowed, and so did our inhibitions. We ended up at his place, and for the first time in months, I felt desired, valued, and alive. Guilt gnawed at me the next morning, but a part of me felt vindicated. I continued seeing Marcus in secret, all the while maintaining the facade of a devoted wife at home. I wanted Daniel to believe that I had forgiven him, that we were rebuilding our marriage. I needed him to let his guard down. Then came the night I left my phone unlocked on the kitchen counter. Daniel was clearing the dishes when he noticed it buzzing with a message from Marcus. "Can't wait to see you again." Last night was incredible. I watched from the doorway as Daniel picked up my phone, read the message, and his face contorted in confusion and hurt. He turned to me slowly, like he was trying to stay calm, but his whole body was stiff. His hand gripped my phone like he was afraid it might explode. "Who the hell is Marcus?" he asked. His voice wasn't loud, but it shook. I didn't flinch. I leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed. "Oh, Marcus? Just someone who made me feel wanted again." The silence that followed felt like thunder. His mouth opened, but nothing came out. Then he looked back at the phone, like maybe he'd misread something. "You're cheating on me?" His voice cracked. I shrugged. "You tell me. What would you call it?" He dropped the phone on the counter like it burned him. "I thought we were working on things. I thought we were getting better." I laughed bitterly. "I thought the same when you were screwing Samantha." That's when his face changed. The guilt was still there, but something darker slid in: anger, betrayal, maybe even fear. Not because I cheated, but because now he knew exactly what it felt like. "This isn't the same," he snapped. "You did this to hurt me." I tilted my head. "And what exactly did you do yours for? Fun? An accident that happened every Thursday night." He grabbed his keys and stormed out. I didn't chase him. What followed was weird. Days passed. He didn't come home. I expected rage. Maybe a breakup. Maybe even a public meltdown. But instead, he went quiet. Then, one morning, I woke up to find him sitting on the couch. His face was drawn, like he hadn't slept. "I hired a private investigator," he said. I blinked. "You what?" I needed to know if this was real. If you were serious about him. I froze. My heart thudded. I hadn't seen that coming. "You're unbelievable," I muttered, moving to walk past him. "He's married, Olivia." I stopped cold. "What?" "Marcus. He's married. With 2 kids. He lied to you." I stared at him, confused. "No. He didn't mention." Daniel stood up. "He didn't because he didn't have to. You were so focused on hurting me, you didn't bother to check who you were using." I felt sick. I sat down hard on the armrest. "He showed me pictures," Daniel continued. "Family photos. His wife. His kids. You didn't just cheat on me, Olivia. You became her." The room spun. My throat went dry. I didn't know what to say. I justified everything I did because I thought I was different from him. That my pain gave me some kind of moral pass. But now? I wasn't the victim anymore. I was the villain in someone else's story. "I didn't know," I said quietly. "I did," he said, his voice low. "I didn't tell you before. Because I wanted to see how far you'd go. And you did. All the way." The twist of guilt hit hard. I didn't even know what part stung more, being lied to by Marcus or becoming exactly what I hated. Daniel picked up his coat. "Where are you going?" I asked. He looked at me. And in that moment, I realized he wasn't angry anymore. Just tired. "I'm not sure yet. I just know this isn't love anymore. It's war." Then he walked out again. And this time, I wasn't so sure he'd come back. I didn't sleep that night. I just sat there on the couch, staring at the blank TV screen with my thoughts screaming inside my head. I felt stupid, exposed, dirty. I'd convinced myself I was taking back control, that I was teaching Daniel a lesson. But it turns out I was just another name in someone else's lie. Marcus. Married. With kids. I couldn't believe it. No warning. No slip-ups. He had played his part perfectly, supportive, interested, available. And I had fallen for it. The next morning, I called him. Straight to voicemail. I called again. Then I texted. Nothing. No reply. By noon, I knew what was happening. He was ghosting me. Disappearing now that his secret was out. By 5 p.m., I did something I never thought I'd do. I found his wife on Facebook. Her name was Marcy. Their profile looked like a Hallmark postcard. Pumpkin patch photos. Christmas pajamas. Him kissing her cheek and every other one. And there I was, the side piece. The other woman. I stared at the screen for hours, thumb hovering over the message button. I wanted to tell her. I wanted to burn the whole thing down. But I didn't. Because if I told her, it wouldn't be about justice. It would just be more revenge. More pain. And I was already drowning in it. A few days passed. Daniel stayed gone. I kept waiting for a text, something. Nothing came. Then, just as I was starting to spiral deeper into my own mess, I got a call from an unknown number. I answered. Hey, the voice said. It was Marcus. I froze. You've got nerve, I said quietly. I didn't know Daniel would dig into my life, he said. That wasn't part of the deal. I laughed. The deal? Are you hearing yourself? I just mean. I thought this was between us. You knew what this was, right? What I knew, I snapped, was that you cared. That you were there for me. Turns out, you're just like Daniel. He didn't deny it. He just exhaled. I'm sorry, he said finally. But you can't tell Marcy. My blood went cold. Oh, so now you're calling me to protect yourself? I have kids, he said. Don't make them pay for this. I hung up. And for the first time since this whole mess started, I felt something shift in me. Not anger. Not pain. Disgust. At him. At myself. At the whole damn game we'd all been playing. A few hours later, I heard a key turn in the door. Daniel walked in like he lived there, because he still technically did. But his energy was different. Calm, cold, distant. He didn't look at me. Just headed straight to the bedroom and came back out with a small duffel bag. So that's it? I asked. You're leaving? No, he said. You are. I blinked. Excuse me? I talked to a lawyer, he said, voice flat. Turns out, since the condo is in my name, and I have proof of your affair, it won't go well for you if we push this through court. I laughed, short and sharp. So what, you're kicking me out? Because I finally did to you what you did to me. No, he said. Because you turned this marriage into a circus. You made it worse. I stepped forward. I was hurting, Daniel. And so was I, he said. But I didn't drag another married person into our mess. You crossed lines I never touched. It was like we were rewriting the past in real time. He wasn't denying his betrayal, but he was weaponizing mine. And the worst part? He was winning. I need you out by the end of the week, he said. I'll give you time. I was stunned. He walked past me like I was invisible. The next morning, I packed a suitcase. I didn't go far, just a rented Airbnb in Logan Square. Tiny, cold, and quiet. That night, I got another text. From a number I didn't know. So Daniel's single now? My stomach flipped. I replied, who is this? They sent a photo. It was Samantha. And she wasn't done. The message from Samantha changed everything. So Daniel's single now? Just reading it made my skin crawl. I stared at the screen, the glowing words mocking me in the dark little Airbnb where I now lived. I didn't respond right away. I didn't know what to say. Was she just poking the bear? Or had she actually been waiting in the wings this whole time, ready to swoop back into Daniel's life the second I was out? 20 minutes later, she sent another text. I heard about Marcus. Yikes. Karma's a bitch, huh? That was it. I didn't care about her. I didn't care about Marcus. But I did care that I had been made the fool, again, in a story I thought I had some control over. So I got in my car. It was already past 9 p.m. when I pulled up to the old condo. I still had the key. Legally, I wasn't off the lease yet, even if emotionally, I was already a ghost. I didn't expect Daniel to be there. I definitely didn't expect to hear laughter from inside. But I did. I froze at the door. I heard clinking glasses. and a woman's voice. I knocked. Hard. The laughter stopped. Footsteps came close. Daniel opened the door halfway. He didn't look surprised to see me. Wow, I said, peering over his shoulder. Didn't even wait a full week, huh? Behind him, standing in the kitchen in my old sweatshirt, was Samantha. I saw her face twist into a smug little smile. Olivia, she said. Nice to see you again. You look tired. I stepped inside before he could stop me. No, we're doing this now, I snapped. We're putting it all on the table. Daniel tried to intervene. Liv, don't do this here, shut up, I said. Just shut up for once and let me speak. They both went quiet. You know what the worst part of all this is? I began, staring at Daniel. I actually tried to forgive you. I gave you everything. My time, my heart, my trust. And even after everything, I still tried. And you sat there playing the victim because I finally got tired of being stepped on. His jaw clenched. You cheated too. Yeah, I said. And I was wrong. But at least I didn't pretend to change while I waited for someone else to take my place. I turned to Samantha. And you really think this is a win? You think he's going to treat you any better? She opened her mouth, but I cut her off. Let me guess. He told you I was crazy. That I pushed him away. That you were different. Her expression faltered. Just for a second. Whatever you think this is, I added, it's not love. It's a pattern. And when he gets bored of you, he'll find another version of me. A little newer. A little shinier. Daniel looked furious now. Get out. I'll leave, I said. But let's be clear, this is who you are. Not some misunderstood man trying to fix a marriage. You're just a coward with a good smile and a habit of running when things get hard. Samantha's smirk had disappeared. I walked out. I didn't slam the door. I didn't cry. Not until I got back in the car and drove halfway across the city to my sister's house. When I told her everything, she didn't say, I told you so. She made tea. She let me talk. And for the first time in weeks, I slept without dreaming of him. In the days that followed, Daniel sent one message. I didn't expect it to end like this. I didn't reply. Marcus tried too. Called twice. Left a voicemail. I made a mistake. I miss talking to you. I deleted it. Samantha? I never heard from her again. Some mutual friends reached out. Some took sides. Others quietly unfollowed both of us like we were a mess they didn't want to touch. It hurt. But it was also freeing. I moved into a small studio near the lake. It was nothing like the condo. No fireplace. No fancy countertops. But it was mine. Every morning I walked the path by the water, letting the wind sting my face, reminding me I was still here. Still standing. I wasn't healed. I wasn't over it. But I was free. Looking back, I can't say I regret everything. That would be too easy. I did things I'm not proud of. I hurt people. I lost myself. But I also found something. My voice. And I won't lose that again. Not for love. Not for revenge. Not for anyone. And if Daniel ever reads this, now you know how it feels.